everyone, and welcome to the Science of Golf Performance YouTube show. I'm Alex, and this is...
I'm Tyler.
And we have a very special guest today. This is...
Leslie. Hi.
Leslie is one of our pro players. She's on the road a lot, but we do her programming, and she's in here crushing it every day with workouts and getting PT, doing all the right things to stay in shape and optimize her performance, right?
Yes. Thanks to the help of Alex and the wonderful team here at Par for Success.
You got it. Thanks for the shout out. So we're going to talk today about some of the best band exercises on the go, or just exercises in general while traveling. I thought it'd be great to have Leslie here as a pro player touring all around the world, playing, and how you kind of balance and get in exercising with the challenges of travel. And Tyler are here to talk a little about our virtual team and how we train our clients who maybe don't have a gym to train in, but they train out of their home gym and they have a lot of bands but not much else. So I thought we'd kind of get a little of both sides here. So when we start with Leslie, what are some of the things that are challenging when you're on the road trying to get those exercises and those workouts in?
I think the most challenging thing is, most gyms have the weights, have the bands, but they don't necessarily have a wall to throw a medicine ball at. Or sometimes they don't have a barbell. So you got to work around that. And that's where bands actually really come in handy. Or if they don't have, we use a K pulley here, but that's very unique. Like, not a lot of gyms have that. So actually that's where I'll substitute for kind of a band exercise that kind of similar. Yeah. So that's where bands come in pretty clutch.
Yeah, and I think that's a good point. You may not get the same stimulus you get with a K pulley or throwing a ball against the wall. Maybe we can't load it as much, and I think it's important to know that, we're not getting the same stimulus, we can't load it as much, but kind of creating that same movement, that stimulus, we can at least maintain and keep your CNS firing at that speed, that rapid rate, where when you go out onto the course, it's not so foreign to you. You're still getting that stimulus or something similar to it.
Yes.
Right. So
you also talk about not having the overload, which, if you're traveling on the road, it's understandable, but also training with the band, a lot of it has to do with your sequencing. So you're talking about when power development, you're talking about how are you creating power through the ground. And one of the exercises that we do here at Par for Success, we even do it with bands actually, is a speed pull. So in which you're using the ground to create your force, and you're developing power through that. And that's something as easy. What you can do is while you're on the road traveling, whether it be for work or even if you have a home gym, and like Leslie talked, you don't have a medicine ball to train power with a medicine ball throw against the wall. You can also do different band exercises in which you're working that sequencing as well.
yeah, that's great. The focus isn't always power. We're not truly developing power with a band, right? But if we can work on other things like our sequencing, like you said, and our hip rotation, getting through, it's still more beneficial than doing nothing on the road. So I think talk about a few of the ones we use. Tyler mentioned speed pulls. Off the road, we also use a cable punch rotation. So you're still utilizing the ground, like you said, that rotation, the sequencing, and just getting a full speed punch with that. You utilize those on the road.
Yeah, I'm trying to think which exercise I use the most. I actually have a band in my golf bag that I warm up with, just the little one that's kind of lengthy, for my shoulders, just to kind of open up different ways. And that has been really helpful. And then also the mini band, just to kind of walk around. Get my glutes fired up.
Glutes fired. So I think that's a good point too. We talked about, we just mentioned kind of power exercises, but there's other things aside from building power that we utilize bands for. What are some of the other things we use with our virtual clients that maybe not for power, but for shoulder rotation or activation that we use them for?
Yeah, some of the other exercises that we do, we focus a lot on core work with the bands, especially a lot of anti-rotational work. So anything as simple as a pal-off press, and there's so many different variations of a pal-off press that you can do, as well as like Leslie talked about the external rotation with the shoulder work as well. And what we can do it here at Par for Success. But the unique thing about that is when you're traveling, Leslie mentioned something really, really unique or something really cool. She has it in her golf bag. It's as easy as the packing is so easy and it's so simple with a band that you can get so much out of a band by performing these exercises. And no matter where it is that you go, wherever your golf bag is able to go, that band is able to go, and you're able to get a workout in while you're traveling.
Yeah, we talked a lot in our other episode, go check it out, about having a plan and a routine, and Tiger's routine, and I'm sure that's really important with you, of having a plan, and part of that plan is having your bands to do your exercises because it's important, right?
Yeah, and I think the most important part is the consistency, that I'll be able to do that every day when I go play. Yeah. So it's easy to travel with. I know what to do with it. Yeah, so the consistency is pretty key when traveling and playing all the time.
Yeah, that's awesome. Anything else that you can throw in about travel or band exercises on the go for virtual?
I guess with the bands, you can also just think about the variety in which you're doing it. So there's different stiffnesses of bands in which you can use. So you think about when you're lifting weights, you're talking about progressive overload, and you're talking about adding weight or decreasing the amount of reps, and changing the amount of weight which you're using. Those kind of variables to consider. And I think that sometimes that can get lost in the band. I train a handful of people online, and they ask what type of band do I need to buy, or how big of a band do I need to buy? Well, that can range depending on, one, the exercise, but also two, depending on development. You can very easily progress band movement just as much as you can a dumbbell or a barbell movement in the weight room.
Yeah, definitely. So there's a wide variety of exercises that we can create with a band. So there's really no excuse in saying, like, I can't work out, I'm on the road all the time, right? We don't take that excuse here. We just don't do that. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video and got something out of it. Thank you, Leslie, for joining us. Thanks Tyler, for joining us. And give us a like, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.